looking forward to seeing some really good heifers and some great kids. In this first class, let's give them all a nice round of applause.
It started with this, and I was concerned. So I said
the quality runs really deep here, and I'll talk each one as they come out. So when I talk, you go ahead and lead your heifer out. I'm starting with this young lady's Angus or black heifer right here. Lead her out. Tremendous heifer from end to end in terms of body capacity. I lead her out right up here and stand her right here in front. Set that heifer up. Just a tremendous heifer. That's good right there, young lady. Set her up right there. You start, I love the way her neck ties into her shoulder. Super feminine. She's a very up-headed, attractive female there from that front end. I like the way that shoulder lays in. She comes down good and square on her feet and legs. The best part about this heifer to me is right behind that shoulder, she just explodes. She's super deep in her rib. She's super deep in her flank. Tremendous amount of body capacity right through the center part of her body. Comes all the way back through her hip. When you analyze her from the hip, you've got one that's super wide and thick through that pelvic capacity. Thick muscle, but the correct kind of muscle. Comes down on a good set of feet and legs. Nice heifer, young lady, there for number one. Then you can exit. Good job. Give her a hand. The shorthorn heifer's coming next. One thing I will say about this shorthorn heifer compared to the black heifer, the shorthorn heifer's got a little bit bigger foot size. She's a little more massive in her bone work. That's the stoutest featured heifer in this class. Just a really big bone, stout kind of heifer. She is maybe not quite as feminine to me right through that head and neck. And if you look at her, she's got lots of rib and lots of body depth. Not as much as our number one, but a very deep, well-proportioned heifer that's sound on her structure. I like her muscle structure. I like the way she carries her feet and legs all the way down to the ground with some good bone work. Good job, young lady. The next heifer coming, our black heifer. Again, like the shorthorn heifer, you've got one that's pretty heavy bone. That's one of the advantages over the Hereford heifer. This heifer carries a good amount of bone all the way down to the ground. She's a little pinched behind her shoulders compared to the two above her. That rib just doesn't pop out at you right behind her shoulders. She's a little bit straighter in that shoulder. Doesn't have quite the balance that the other two in front of her have. And when she tracks out, she's got a little bit more set to that rear hock. But when you get behind her, this heifer's really wide made, really thick made. I'm sure she's going to go out and do a good job for that young lady. Congratulations. The Hereford heifer coming next. I like a lot of things about this heifer. She's in a very tough class. This is a very solid, well-designed, sound, functional kind of Hereford heifer. Lots of body, lots of rib, lots of muscle. She's not as clean and pretty as a couple of the ones up there in front of her. In this class, she's going to be the lightest bone and the smallest foot-sized heifer, but that is a very, very complete kind of heifer that's going to end up fourth. Again, one more round, very nice set of heifers. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we award the ribbons and banner, I would like to introduce to you all our 2025 Zapata County Fair Queen and her court. 2025 Zapata County Fair Queen, Ms. Diliana Chapa. First runner-up, Madison Cisneros. Second runner-up, Alina Gutierrez. And third runner-up, Alina Reina. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, in the British heifer class, first place and breed champion, British champ goes to Olivia Villarreal, exhibitor number 14. Take a picture. See, you can hold our banner. Second place goes to exhibitor number 8, Jocelyn Garza. Third place goes to exhibitor number 13, Miley Bustamante. And fourth place goes to exhibitor number 12, Ethan Morales. Alrighty, and in this class, all of you will be coming back for showmanship. And ladies and gentlemen, if you did not know, we've added another class for showmanship for intermediate. So now we have junior, senior, or senior, intermediate, and junior. So great job, guys. So all of you will be coming back for showmanship. While we get ready for the next class, the American class, I would like to acknowledge one more time our heifer show sponsor, Mr. and Mrs. Lauro Gutierrez, Rancho El Niño Feliz. Let's give them a big round of applause. I would also like to acknowledge our buckle sponsors, and you will see them in a little while. We have Jessica Joel II, and Jose D. Cavazos, Brush Country Insurance Agency, Los Mendozas Roping Arena, Daniela and Monica W. Mendoza and family, and Martinez Electrical Services, Mike and Imelda Martinez and family, and Sanchez Backhoe Services. Let's give them a big round of applause. And they will be coming down to present buckles in a little while.
As the best way to warm up chilly feet. These pairs are super cushy, soft, and designed for maximum coziness. Plus, for every pair purchased, another pair will be donated, so someone in need of essential clothing can stay warm this winter. Go to bombas.com/Pandora and use code Pandora for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/Pandora and use code Pandora at checkout.
Up next, we have our heifer show class. Exhibitor number 3, Jorge Garcia. Exhibitor number 1, Lucas Guerra, exhibited by Ralphie Garcia. Exhibitor number 1, Lucas Guerra. Exhibitor number 4, Regina del Bosque. Exhibitor number 2, Selma Elizondo. Exhibitor number 5, Sarah Elizondo. Judge, this is your American class.
has all the shows and movies you love streaming for free. That means laughter is free with gut-busting comedies like The Neighborhood, Boomerang, and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Bueller. Mystery is free with countless cases to crack from Criminal Minds, Tracker, and Matlock.
I'm a lawyer, like the old TV show.
And thrills are free with heart-pumping hits like The Walking Dead and Pulp Fiction. Mundo. Feel the free Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
Bombas makes the most comfortable socks, underwear, and t-shirts.
Warning, Bombas are so absurdly comfortable you may throw out all your other clothes.
Sorry, do we legally have to say that?
No, this is just how I talk, and I really love my Bombas.
They do feel that good, and they do good too. One item purchased equals one item donated.
To feel good and do good, go to bombas.com/Pandora and use code Pandora for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/Pandora and use code Pandora at checkout.
Rumors going all over town. Can't keep my name out the mouth these days. Yeah, they say I live too fast to settle down. Truth is, I just ain't about these games they all play. Wanna find something stronger than the whiskey. Oh, I've tried, but every time I feel a kiss me, I keep coming up empty. Yeah, I just wanna love somebody who won't leave a hole in my heart. I just wanna love somebody that don't want me falling apart. And I'll be lucky if I ever find something more than just a crazy night. I just wanna love somebody who ain't hypnotized by dollar signs and blinding lights like they tend to be. Yeah, I need someone that I'll be proud to take on back to my hometown. Honest eyes that just ain't gonna lead to lonely nights, even when she's up against me. I don't know why it feels like there's nobody with me, and I'm still empty. Yeah, I just wanna love somebody who won't leave a hole in my heart. I just wanna love somebody that don't want me falling apart. And I'll be lucky if I ever find something more than just a crazy night. I just wanna love somebody. I just wanna love somebody. I just wanna love somebody who won't leave a hole in my heart. I just wanna love somebody that don't want me falling apart. And I'll be lucky if I ever find something more than just a crazy
Well, let's give all these American heifers a nice round of applause. Again, quality runs really deep down here. We've got a very nice set of heifers here from top to bottom. We mixed up a little bit difference in breeds and shapes, but they're all Americans, and they're all doing a nice job out here. We're going to start with this powerhouse yellow heifer here. This is just an absolute beast of a heifer when you look at terms of body width, body dimension, circumference of bone, and muscle. That is an awesome heifer. It's hard to pack that much body and that much muscle and that much bone and keep your femininity, but I think this heifer does an outstanding job. When she's right there through her head and her neck, she's very feminine. She lays it into that shoulder. I love the way she comes down on her feet and legs, very true and correct through that shoulder, all the way down to the ground. Right behind that shoulder, she's just got a big old top and a huge rib to her, very wide and deep through that flank. And when you get behind this gal, she's just extremely thick and square through that pelvic region. I mean, this is one I'd be wanting to raise a show steer out of a couple of years down the road. If she wants to sell her, I might be interested. But this one is just really powerful all the way through. Again, she comes down good on her feet and legs. Just an outstanding heifer there. Lead her out. Good job, young lady. The young lady's red heifer coming next is one that's just a tick larger frame. She's got a little more extension in her neck. She's got a little more grow power in her than that yellow heifer, so she's going to be a little bit larger frame. Again, a little growthier. I like the femininity about this heifer. Another very good trait seeing her. She's super level. She's super correct. She balances well. You can pick any part of her body, and she's not as powerful, she's not as thick, and she's not as wide as the heifer in front of her, but this is a very well-balanced heifer that's got enough body capacity, and she's thick and square in her own right. Again, just not as stout and powerful as the one above her. Nice heifer there. I really like the young man's black heifer here. Yes, congratulations to our second place. Our third place winner in this class. The black heifer just balances superbly. If you just pick on structural correctness and style and balance, you'd have to look at this one really hard. This heifer's ideally made, very good on her structure, balances well, a beautifully designed heifer. She's just not near as powerful. She's got the depth of rib in the flank. Again, she's just not near as powerful to get any higher, but there's a very nice heifer that lands in third. Congratulations, young man. Our next three heifers, we run into some problems here, in my opinion, as far as body capacity. I like the growth and the extension I see in this red heifer. She's very feminine right there through her head and neck. I think she's going to be very fertile and do the young man a nice job. But when you get right over her top and right over her rib shape, she runs out of power there. She's got the depth of rib and the depth of flank. Comes down good on her feet and legs, but again, I'd like to thicken her up just a little bit. Congratulations, young man. The next two heifers, I switched them after my original selection there, and the biggest reason here, the young lady's heifer coming next, is just a little bit rounder, a little bit fuller right through that rib cage. She's got a little more body dimension right through the center part of her body all the way throughout than the young man's heifer. She is a little finer bone. You would say this would be the finest bone heifer of the group. The young man's heifer edged her out a bit there. She balances well, very feminine. Think she's going to go ahead and grow out and do fine, but again, she edged this young man's heifer out from that overall body dimension. Good job, young lady. We're following up with this heifer here. Set her up right there. I like the bone and the footwork in this heifer. She's good and square on her feet and legs. She travels well. I like her muscle design from the rear, and I like the way she puts it together. But compared to the class, we're a little flatter in our rib. We don't have that dimension and shape, again, that we saw in the heifers above her, but there's a very well-designed, feminine, good-looking heifer. Congratulations. Thank you for bringing her to me.
You get into the all-new Nissan Murano, and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof, while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather printed seats are available features.
American class, first place, American breed champion goes to exhibitor number 5, Sarah Elizondo. Second place goes to exhibitor number 4, Regina del Bosque. Third place goes to exhibitor number 3, Jorge Garcia. Fourth place goes to exhibitor number 1, Lucas Guerra. Fifth place goes to exhibitor number 2, Selma Elizondo. And sixth place goes to exhibitor number 1, Lucas Guerra. And for this class, all the exhibitors will be coming back for showmanship.
South Florida with Alan Jackson. There's some things that you never forget.
Up next, we will have the exotic lightweight division. Exhibitors, you can start lining up in no particular order. Did you? For the exotic lightweight class, we have exhibitor number 6, Juan Vela. Exhibitor number 3, Georgie Garcia. Exhibitor number 7, Jamie Len Garza. Exhibitor number 8, Jocelyn Garza. Judge, this is your exotic lightweight class.
Absolutely. Thanks for clapping for them. These youngsters brought a nice set of exotic heifers out here. We're going to start with the Charolais heifer here, and it's to me it's easy to see the areas that she excels in. It may be a little more difficult to see some of those others, but again, this is our power heifer of the class. Not to take anything away, we've got a couple of other real powerful heifers over there, but this one is just tremendous right through the center part of her body, all the way through. She's thick, she's square, she's big bone. She just excels the class in her foot size and her bone work, and she handles it nicely. When you get to the front of her, she's feminine through that head and neck. I actually like the way she lays in that shoulder just a little bit better than our second place heifer. Second place heifer is a little bit straighter in that shoulder angle, and that's a little difficult to see, but I love the way this heifer puts her body together from there all the way out. If I had to get super critical of her, I'd like to see her take a little bit longer stride off those rear wheels, but that's a nice heifer to start off the class. Good job, young man. I like her black heifer a lot. Lead her out. When you look at her right through her head and her neck, she's a tick cleaner than the Charolais heifer. She's got a beautiful neck on her, super feminine out there, and just really catches your eye. I like that about her. When she comes into her shoulder, she's just a little bit straight in that shoulder, but there's a heifer that's super level, super deep rib, super deep flank. That's a very nice heifer. She's a little bit short in her stride. Also, if I could correct her, I'd like to make her a little softer and a little more flex through those rear pasterns on the travel. But you get right through the middle part of her, you see one that's going to grow up to be a powerhouse. Again, today she just ran a little bit short against that one over there. Good job, young lady. The gray heifer next, again, fits the same mold as those two. Go ahead and lead her out. This is a thick, powerful heifer. When you look at her from the front end, she doesn't have quite the clean neck and the clean shoulder that the black heifer did. She comes together at her knees just a little bit. I don't see her being as true right through that front leg all the way down to the ground as those two, but there's a heifer that's very big ribbed, big bodied, bold footed, and a lot of muscle. She's going to make a nice stout one down the line. Congratulations, young lady. Young man's yellow or tan heifer, bring her out, is one you see a lot of growth in. I like the femininity and the cleanness through the neck. Very feminine type heifer. She's correct in her structure. She's got a lot of future in her. Obviously today she just doesn't have the power that those other three had, but there's a very growthy, well-designed heifer. Thank you for bringing her out here, young man.
For the exotic lightweight class, first place goes to Georgie Garcia. Second place goes to exhibitor number 8, Jocelyn Garza. Third place goes to exhibitor number 7, Jamie Garza. Fourth place goes to exhibitor number 6, Juan Vela. We will now begin with the exotic heavyweight class. Exhibitors can begin lining up in no particular order. For the exotic heavyweight class, we have exhibitor number 11, Emma Villarreal. Exhibitor number 10, Alexa Gonzalez. Exhibitor number 9, Norberto Lopez. And exhibitor number 9, Norberto Lopez, exhibited by Jamie Lynn Garza. Judge, this is your exotic heavyweight class.
Make the most of your music journey with Pandora. Get started by searching for your favorite artist, then personalize your listening experience by
Thank you for that round for these heavyweight exotics. This is a challenging class here, and there's some differences. I might have, from the first look, I might have went a little different way, a little bit. It's tough up there at the top end, but I'll explain what I did here. I'm starting with the big Charolais heifer here, and that heifer, the main reason she's standing there between the black heifer, it's quite obvious to see that black heifer is deeper flanked and deeper ribbed. Charolais heifer's a little bit shallower than what I'd like to see her. But when you get down and break down that skeletal structure and all the way down to the ground, the Charolais, that's why she lands there. This heifer's more correct in her shoulder angle. She comes down on those front feet and legs better. She's more correct through that rear hock and when she travels. So she's got the advantage on the structural correctness and the soundness. Again, definitely would like to put more depth of flank and depth of rib in her, but she's a very feminine heifer. She's a very big bone heifer. She's an attractive heifer. A lot of good things about her. Congratulations, young lady, for winning this class. The Simmental heifer coming next. Again, yeah, she hit me hard coming in because she's just a powerhouse. She really is. She's got a lot of ribs. She's got a lot of body. She carries it well. She's thick. She's square. But again, when you compare that skeleton, she's a little bit over in that shoulders, and you can see it when she walks. She's not true on those front rear wheels, and she's a tick straighter, and I'm being real hard on her. She's a good heifer, but the difference between her and that Charolais, I'd like to correct those things, and then we got a different ball game here. But there's a super powerful, tremendously capacious heifer that's going to go out and throw some big old thick stout calves. Congratulations for being in second place, young lady. Our third place heifer is very powerful in her own right. She doesn't have maybe the foot size in the heifers that were above her, but she's a tick dirtier through that front end, but this is a very complete, wide-made, thick, square kind of heifer. She rounds up in her shoulder and rounds up in her hip, getting real technical there on the overall attractiveness from the side. She's given up a little bit, but there's a very powerful heifer ending up in third. Good job, young lady. And rounding out the class, the young man here has got a heifer that's pretty solid in her own right. Again, she just in a beast of a class here. This heifer doesn't have the rib shape you get right over the top of her. That old rib just doesn't blow out there like it does on the other heifers. But this heifer's feminine. She's well designed. She's got some muscle. She balances well. If we could just pack her with some more power through that center part of her body, then she's a contender. Good job, young man. Thank you for bringing her to me.
For the exotic heavyweight class, fourth place goes to exhibitor number 9, Norberto Lopez. Third place goes to exhibitor number 9, Norberto Lopez. Second place goes to exhibitor number 11, Emma Villarreal. And first place goes to exhibitor number 10, Alexa Gonzalez. These are the two first place from the exotic lightweight and exotic heavyweight competing for the breed championship.
There's a story that my daddy tells religiously, like clockwork every time he sees an opening in a conversation, like the way things used to be. Well, I just roll my eyes and make a beeline for the door, but I'd always end up starry-eyed, cross-legged on the floor, hanging on to every word. Man, the things I heard. It was harder times and longer days, 5 miles of school uphill both ways. We were cane switch raised, a dirt floor poor. Of course, that was back before the war. Yeah, your uncle and I made quite a pair, flying F-15s through hostile air. He went down, but they missed me by a hair. He'd always stop right there and say, "That's something to be proud of. That's a life you can hang your hat on. That's your chin held high, the tear falls down, gut sucked in, chest stuck out like a small town flag a flying, or a newborn baby crying in the arms of the woman that you love. That's something to be proud of."
Excellent examples here of exotic heifers. Let's give them both a nice round of applause. Both of these heifers are very sound on their skeletal structure. I like the way their shoulders are laid in there. They're true on both front legs all the way down to the ground. They're about the same on the foot size, right through that rear hip. I probably like the lightweight heifer just a little bit better. Our older heifer tends to come up in that tail head, and I like the length in that hip on that lightweight heifer. They're both good on the feet and legs, but the advantage there is on the light heifer. They're both feminine, but the lighter heifer is more feminine, right through that head and neck and right through that shoulder. It's obvious to see that older heifer is longer bodied. She's a tick bigger frame. You might say she's a stouter boned and muscle, but I lean to the lighter heifer on that. When you get the body shape, rib shape, flank shape right through the center part of that body, the advantage goes to the lightweight there. I mentioned that a while ago with our heavyweight. Again, two very nice heifers, but to me today, the lightweight's going to win it. Congratulations.
The exotic breed championship goes to exhibitor number 3, Georgie Garcia.
Chin held high, the tear falls down, gut sucked in, chest stuck out like a small town flag a flying, or a newborn baby crying in the arms of the woman that you love. That's something to be proud of. 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 That's something to be proud of.
That gas is too damn high, and
ain't nothing more American than Mama's apple pie. I believe in love, I believe in peace, but I don't believe we'll ever see it in that Middle East. I believe the Bible is cold hard fact, and I believe that Jesus is coming back before she does. I believe the Sabbath is the day of rest. The tax man and the devil share the same address. I believe don't start if you're gonna quit. I believe in keep your mouth shut and carry a big stick. I believe dogs.
When we picking our reserve here, as far as in the exotic division, we brought the black heifer out, and again, she does follow the type and kind as that champion there, as far as body dimension and rib shape. For her size, she's a tick deeper in both her rib and her flank than the Charolais heifer, but as I mentioned earlier, she's also a little bit straighter in that shoulder and a little bit straighter in that hock compared to the Charolais heifer. So you got some give and take there. To me, when you balance it down to it, our heavyweight Charolais heifer is more complete all the way through on that skeletal frame. She'll be your reserve. Congratulations.
Second place for the exotic breed division goes to exhibitor number 10, Alexa Gonzalez.
I believe that Jesus is coming back before she does. There's absolutely, positively no doubt in my mind that O.J. did it, Lee Harvey did, and she's really gone this time. Yeah, I believe she was a real good thing. Can you believe I let a girl like her get away? I believe she meant it the night she packed and said Jesus is coming back before she does. Before she does. Before she does.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation, but then...
Up next, we have the overall Grand Champion Drive.
And you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof, while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
Lasting impact starts here. With the Home Depot Retool Your School grants, classrooms become modern learning labs. Innovation lounges spark creativity, while welcoming common areas bring everyone together. For nearly 2 decades, Retool Your School has awarded millions in grants, turning ideas into action and creating spaces where students thrive. Every grant goes beyond upgrading spaces. It uplifts HBCUs and strengthens their communities, because real impact doesn't just start, it lasts. Learn more about our impactful grants at retoolyourschool.com.
Well, it's been some time. You still look like an angel. I heard you're doing fine. Got promoted back in April, and you met someone. Your dad says he's okay. Well, I've never been better. Things are going my way. I sleep like a baby. I never show up late for work. I don't drink whiskey. wish I could say I miss you, but you know I never
For your grand champion heifer out here, I'm very pleased with all three of these. Let's give them one more round of applause. And that's not that's not a reflection of me. That's a reflection of them. You got some outstanding heifers out here. The British heifer. I mean, that's the way a heifer's supposed to look right there, folks. That heifer's feminine. She's well designed. She's structurally correct. She's got a lot of depth of rib, a lot of depth of flank. She's very well put together. As you would expect, being a British heifer, she's not as stout of bone or as stout of featured or maybe as heavy of muscle as either one of these two. But there's an extremely complete heifer right there. I like a lot of things about her. You could just go on and on, but I just spoke generally, but that's a very nice heifer. Our American, I told you a while ago, I'd load her and take her home. I try to raise American steers, and I can see her making some steers down the road. She's just super powerful, big forearm, big old stout shoulder on her, super loin down the top, big old butt on her. She's feminine through that neck. She's not as deep in her rib or her flank as the British, and probably not as deep ribbed as the exotic, but again, there's a very powerful heifer. She just doesn't have that overall look that you see on either side of her. You get to your exotic and you've got one again that's just super powerful. She balances well, she puts it together well. Young man, your front feet are just a little bit of a hole there in the show ring, and you exhibitors need to watch this, because if you got the front feet in a little bit of a hole, it's really hard to make them stand right. I'm not picking on you, just show it's a fact there. She doesn't balance quite as well at this particular moment as she did earlier. But there's a very good heifer all the way through. I can't find really a fault in her. She's just very well designed. So you got some give and take. I like all three of these heifers out here, but it's a heifer show. And I said that British, when she walked out, that's the way they're supposed to look. British is going to be your champion heifer. Congratulations.
Backroads is the Pandora station that celebrates the evolution of country music. The newest songs.
Hey, Scotty McCreery here.
With a traditional feel.
Hi, I'm Chris Stapleton.
It's the best of both worlds. Classic feels with a modern twist. Backroads, exclusively on Pandora. Tap now to listen.
Sold my house in the city last year. Said I gotta get the hell out of here. Goodbye crime, so long skyscrapers. Best part is I got some.
After we brought the shorthorn heifer out, again, you've got one that's just super well designed, tick bigger footed than maybe the one that just walked out. She doesn't have quite the internal dimension, flank and rib and right through the center part of the body that the other two have, but there's a very nice heifer. To me, it boils down to these two over here, and again, you've got give and take there. Getting really technical here, that American is a little bit longer through her hip. She's a little bit longer in her overall body makeup. I like both of these heifers a lot, but the American's going to be the reserve. Congratulations.
Grand champion heifer goes to exhibitor number 14, Olivia Villarreal.
The grand champion heifer buckle was donated by the Cavazos family, Joel, Jessica, Joel II, and Jose Daniel Cavazos. Congratulations, Emma. Olivia. Sorry. Congratulations, Olivia. Girl, get away. Everybody goes on.
So for the first time since we started the Heifer Show, we've talked about it. We've never done it. To have a little premium or something to reward these heifer exhibitors. And for the first time today, thank you to this gentleman here that is no stranger to the Zapata County Fair. He's been a buyer for many, many years. I know he's at our prospect show every year, donating banners. The first one to always pay me for our prospect show banners. And again, he was an excellent horseman himself, an excellent showman himself, and he's been a part of Zapata for many, many years, a big-time buyer for over 20 years. And I would like to recognize Mr. Lauro Gutierrez and his wife, Mary, and Rancho El Niño Feliz. They have, by themselves, donated $1,000 for the champion heifer and $500 for the reserve champion heifer. Let's put your hands together for Mr. and Mrs. Lauro Gutierrez. Truly appreciate you, Mr. Gutierrez, for everything you do, for your continued generosity, and we look forward to more years together in a partnership. You give the investors great opportunities, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. She doesn't kick. For all you exhibitors and also the people that are here tonight, make sure we thank Mr. Gutierrez for his generosity, and hopefully we can continue doing this year after year. And again, I think this turned out to be a pretty nice show tonight. A very good turnout. Thank you all for being here.
The most thrilling rides and slides around at two of Texas's
This will
biggest and
alleviate
best parks.
some of the clutter with the steers. We had about 30 steers validated, 30 heifers validated. It was going to be too crowded for all the animals here during the show. So we decided to do it this way, and I think it was a great idea, and it turned out really nice. Congratulations, Olivia Villarreal.
Stuck behind you ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should go to Mattress Firm. They have tons of quality beds at every price. So anyone, even people like you, can sleep.
Reserve champion
matched
heifer
at
goes
Mattress
to
Firm.
exhibitor number
Sleep
5,
at night.
Sarah
Restrictions
Elizondo.
apply. See store or website for details.
The reserve champion buckle was donated by Brush Country Insurance. Vicky and JJ Garcia and family. Congratulations, Sarah.
Thank you once again, Brush Country Insurance. They're also been there for us at our prospect show, donating banners. And as buyers here at the fair, thank you all for donating the buckle.
A little splash of the coke in my blackjack. Don't let this black tie fool you. I'm a down-home groover. A midnight mover, give me midnight bulldog sitting on the front porch. Old man Willie be banging on the G-chord. Little girl Brick cooking up the chicken, sipping on the liquor. Everybody
And once again, thank you for your generosity, Mr. Gutierrez. $500 premium for the reserve champion heifer, exhibited by Sarah Elizondo. Congratulations to all exhibitors. I think we had an outstanding show with a lot of quality, and at this time we'll get ready for the showmanship part of the contest, junior, intermediate.
Heifer exhibitors, we're gonna get started with the senior showmanship. Senior showmanship, we have number 7, Jamie Lynn Garza. Number 8, Jocelyn Garza. Number 12, Ethan Morales. Number 8, that's Jocelyn Garza. Number 1, Lucas Guerra. 4, Regina del Bosque. And 5, Sarah Elizondo. This is for the Senior Showmanship Heifer Show. Y'all can start lining up by the alleyway.
Well, it's Friday evening, 6 o'clock, and all my friends are twisting off. I'm at the house just turning on TV. Well, they all wonder why I've changed. How many times must I explain? It's basic honky-tonk anatomy. The drinking bone's connected to the party bone. The party bone's connected to the staying out all night long. And she won't think it's funny, and I'll wind up all alone. And the lonely bone's connected to the drinking bone. Hey, 2 plus 2 is always 4, and down is south and up is north. And 32 degrees is freezing cold. You play with fire, you wind up burn. The early bird gets the worm. But the only thing you really need to know is the drinking bone's connected.
This is the Senior Heifer Showmanship class. We have Jocelyn Garza, Jamie Lynn Garza, Lucas Guerra, Ethan Morales,
Yeah, now sing it with me, let's make sure you know. The drinking bone's connected to the party.
Regina del Bosque,
The party bone's connected to the staying out all night long. And she won't think it's funny, and I'll wind up all alone. And the lonely bone's connected to the drinking bone's connected to the party bone. The
Sarah
party
Elizondo,
bone's connected to the staying out all night long. And she won't think it's funny, and I'll wind up all alone. And the lonely bone's connected to the drinking bone.
You hear a new song, it's your favorite, but pretty soon you'll be changing the station. And all your old shoes are looking brand new. They wanna be worn, but they never get the chance to. Heavy into everything, ready for the next thing. To catch your eye for a while, then you're over it. You change your mind on it, soon as the shine's gone, like you always do. Well, you don't know it
Judge,
yet,
this is
but
your Senior Showmanship class.
Whoa, I ain't gonna be that easy to leave. Whoa, girl, I'm gonna make you miss me, make you wish that you were sleeping in my shirt. Lie about my jacket and tell everyone it's yours. When your phone rings after midnight and you're thinking maybe it's me, I'm gonna make you miss me. Cold and hot, you burn out like a match. Keep a slip knot in the strings you attach. You think it's easy, but that's a lie. The only reason that you're good at goodbye is every boy you ever met was too easy to forget. Well, I ain't going out like that. Whoa, whoa, I ain't gonna be that easy to leave. Whoa, girl, I'm gonna make you miss me, make you wish that you were sleeping in my that easy to leave. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Girl, I'm gonna make you miss me, writing letters that you're never gonna mail. Stay up and paint my favorite shade of red on your nails, 'cause you can't fall asleep and you wishing you were with me. I'm gonna make you miss me, make you miss me, make you miss the way my hand fit in your hand when you're dialing my number, listening to my favorite bands. I say, hey baby, and all you can say is come and get me. I'm gonna make you miss me. I'm gonna make you miss me.
Partner with the business that's ready to work for yours. The Home Depot. We supply the support your job needs with the level of service your business deserves. Streamline operations and get more done with the Home Depot. How pros get more done.
Focus Features presents Black Bag, starring Kate Blanchett, Michael Fassbender, and directed by Steven Soderbergh.
I can feel when you're watching me. I like it.
It's the perfect marriage of love and deception.
I watch her, I assume she watches me.
There's a traitor in the house. Find the leak.
Black Bag is the most anticipated espionage thriller of the year.
Who's the suspect?
Your wife.
Would you kill for me?
Black Bag, rated R, under 17, not admitted without parent. Only in theaters March 14th, with special engagements in Dolby.
Mama bear, she give me some honey, yeah. Cash my check, got a pocket of dollars, loosening the buttons on my blue collar, yeah. Ooh, this is what I do, this is where I stand, this is who I am. Living the song of a rambling man, getting it done with my own two hands, putting some green in a coffee can for when I'm gone, drinking my truck like a Cadillac, cranking it up in my cowboy hat, going and bumping to the man in black and singing along.
How about a nice hand for all these seniors out here? They're all doing a good job. Of course, we have some differences. The heifer down here on the end just didn't want to lead for the young lady, but she kept her composure and did a nice job. I like to run seniors first. They asked me what I would prefer, and I like to run seniors first because if you're a junior or intermediate and you're paying attention, you might pick up a pointer or two. And the seniors, nobody's perfect, but the seniors should be experienced, not always, but I like to run the seniors first. That's why we did that. That was my choice. So the things that I'm going to be looking for and utmost importance is presenting that animal to the highest degree. So I'm pretty big on feet and legs. The winner that's going to be chosen here in just a moment did a very good job of that. I'm not going to say a perfect job, did a very good job of that. Another very important thing to me, utilizing the ring. Don't cut your corners too short. You don't have to go into the corner, but don't cut your corners too short. Don't run up behind the heifer in front of you. Leave a little bit of space. Be able to keep your heifer where it can be seen and presented. And I feel like the one that did that here, the one that's going to win, did that the best out of these. I did ask a couple of questions, so you need to know your stuff. I'm not necessarily going to ask the same question, but I will tell you what I asked the seniors here. And I asked them at what age is a good age to breed a heifer for the first time. So we got some varying answers. Most of them did pretty good, but not spot on all the way through. But overall, to me, the one that did the best job of presenting that heifer and handling the ring and answering questions, doing the best job. Young lady right here is going to be your champion. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, Grand Champion Senior Showmanship goes to Regina del Bosque. The Senior Showmanship Champion buckle was donated by Los Mendoza's Roping Arena, Danny and Monica Mendoza and family. Congratulations, Regina.
Last night we let the liquor talk. I can't remember everything.
Once again, congratulations, Regina. Great job.
You told me that you wish I was somebody you never met. But baby, baby, something's telling me this ain't over yet. No way it was our last night. I kissed your lips, make you grip the sheets with your fingertips. Last bottle of Jack, we split a fifth. Just talking about life, going sip for sip. Yeah, you know you love to fight, and I say shit I don't mean, but I'm still gonna wake up wanting you and me. I know that last night we let the liquor talk. I can't remember everything we said, but we said it all. You told me that you wish I was somebody.
We will now intermediate showmanship division. For the intermediate showmanship, we need exhibitor number 3, Georgie Garcia. Exhibitor number 10, Alexa Gonzalez. Exhibitor number 11, Emma Villarreal. Exhibitor number 2, Selma Elizondo.
My friends say let her go. Your friends say this ain't over yet. No way it was our last night. No way it was our last night. I know you said this time you realized